Good morning, guys. Happy Sunday. So, all right. Uh, you know, wouldn't it be nice if for a change, a politician actually told us the truth, what they were really thinking, you know, not what they thought people wanted to hear because it got them a vote? Interesting scenario came out Saturday out of Brazil, of all places. Okay. And this is the president came out. Now, understand what's going on in Brazil. All right. Murders, killings, everything like that, they're going up, just like they are in the United States. The pandemic is causing problems, just like it is in the United States. You have a socioeconomic collapse going on, just like we have in the United States. Okay. The only difference is right now, the dollar hasn't lost nearly as much of its value as the Brazilian real. Okay, the real's lost about 50% of its value here in the last decade. Okay, and obviously more during the pandemic. Now, didn't hurt that they had an Olympics too that they lost their ass on. But if you've ever seen the pictures of Rio de Janeiro, Rio, oh my God, it's beautiful. Go to the beaches, but if you look in the mountains surrounded by Rio, it's shanty towns. Okay, they're little houses, if you want to call them, made out of corrugated steel and whatever it is. I mean, you think the ghetto looks bad. I mean, this is terrible. Definitely looks third world. Okay, but that's what's going on in Brazil. And so Saturday, the Brazilian president, okay, Bolsonaro, comes out and says, quote, "Everyone has to buy a rifle, damn it. The armed people will never be enslaved. I know it costs a lot. An idiot says, what you have to do is buy beans. If you don't want to, don't buy the rifle, but do not come disturb whoever wants to buy it." Now, if you think about that, it says, but what, an idiot says, but you have to buy beans. Okay, yes, we've all, beans and rice, okay? It's prepper staple. It's the first thing. It's like, okay, you become a prepper, the first thing you do is you go buy beans and rice. But eventually it gets to the point where you need a way to protect yourself. And when you have the president of a country coming out and saying to the people, you need to protect yourself, that tells you something's coming, okay? That they know something's coming that maybe we don't, all right, the people. Sure, anybody's going to tell you get beans and rice. I'm not saying that he's told his people don't go out and buy food, okay? But what he's telling people is go out and buy some sort of self-defense mechanism. And then you get the United States, okay? You had that story on the ATF telling some company that was making a replacement trigger for AR-15 platforms that, this turns it into an automatic weapon, which it didn't. Okay, and the company basically told the ATF to go pound sand. They're not going to stop making it because what the ATF claimed wasn't true. And of course, you've got Biden coming out and saying again that, we're going back to this 10-round magazines and, now any semi-automatic weapon, which would include pretty much every pistol that isn't a revolver out there, okay, is now bad, whatever it would be. They want to do, they're, again, talking about confiscations and buybacks and all this sort of crap, okay? Why in the world would the president of one of the most populated South American countries tell his citizenry to buy weaponry unless he knew something was up. I don't think they're worried about the police. That's the president of the country, okay? You know, the way Brazilian law enforcement works is pretty much he's in control of it, okay? So don't think he's telling the people to go shoot the cops, because why would he do that? So that leaves one of two options. Either you have cartels, but there's not a whole lot of drug running that goes through Brazil, okay? Or you have some sort of foreign invasion force. Now, the other thing it could be is you had the droughts down there. We all saw the stories about coffee and beef and everything like that out of Brazil. I mentioned in the live stream last night what's going on in North Korea. So the only other thing I could possibly think about is if it is worried about neighbor versus neighbor. This is what we prep for, okay? We all prep the beans and rice. We all prep the self-defense items, the freedom seeds, and all that sort of stuff, okay? It was funny listening to the reports out of New Orleans where they kept mentioning the term prepared. Are people prepared? Have they prepared enough for electricity? Have they prepared enough water? Have they prepared enough food? If they have to stay at home and ride this out, have they prepared? And I'm thinking to myself, haven't we been the crazy tinfoil hat wearers for long enough? But when shit starts getting real, everybody starts talking about being prepared. Brazil wants you to be prepared with weaponry. New Orleans wants you to be prepared with food, water, electricity. Where were these people saying this a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago? Hell, FEMA still tells everybody to have 2 weeks of food. That's a grocery store run, okay? Most people get paid every 2 weeks. Most people go to the grocery store every 2 weeks. Most people have 2 weeks worth of groceries in their house, okay? No, I'm sorry. Being prepared. This guy at least is a realist, okay? The Brazilian president. Not an idiot. Be prepared. Have what you need. Can't say that I'm a big fan of politics down in Brazil, but at least the guy's honest. Maybe for a change, we'd hear some of that out of Washington. Have a nice Sunday. Pinball out.